It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. As you already know, our home, our place where we shoot our podcast. It's Power Rooms USA. If you ever want to shoot your podcast, reach out to Power Rooms USA. On Instagram at Power Rooms USA. This is TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. You also can follow us on Instagram at TBISE247 and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TBISE247 Sports. Also, if you're ever in Philadelphia County, Bucks County, Chester County, Montgomery County, and you're looking to get home care services for your loved one, I would definitely reach out to Mecca Care LLC. That's Mecca Care LLC. Phone number 215-644-8341. 215-644-8341. So since we're speaking about the best in Philly, we have Power Rooms, who's the best at shooting podcasts. You have TBISE, who's the best in sports entertainment. You have Mecca Care LLC, who's the best in home care services. And we're going to jump into the best NBA team, in my opinion, because this is where I'm from, Philadelphia. We have the Philadelphia 76ers, who's the best NBA team. We came about a little short this year. The Boston Celtics won the championship, but I think that we were a little hindered by injuries and not making any excuses. But in my opinion, my Sixers are the best team in NBA when healthy. But shout out to Boston and Tatum and our brother Jaylen Brown. So let's kind of get into it. So there were just the Sixers just recently signed Paul George. As everyone knows, Paul George is going to help the Sixers be a threat in the Eastern Conference and throughout the NBA. As we all know, that's us having a big three. Possibly we can say the best big three in the NBA. We can say that, not on duty, but we can say that they're possibly the best big three. You have Joel Embiid, who's still in his prime. Then you have Maxey, who's young, up-and-coming player, all-star. Embiid is a superstar. Maxey is an all-star. Then you have Paul George, who's a superstar in the NBA, who still has a lot left in the tank, as we already know. So, there was some news that just broke that Paul George kind of spoke about way the contract with the Clippers. He wanted to stay in LA. Everyone knows he wants to stay in LA. Who doesn't want to play in LA? But the opportunity presented itself because he spoke about it. He said the first initial deal was, I thought, kind of disrespectful, meaning that they probably didn't offer him the right amount of money. They probably didn't think that he was worth the money anymore. Possibly, I don't know what was going on. A lot of times, people look at players and say, "Hey, this player is over the hill," so forth and so on, or they wanted to go move in another direction. Now, to their right, Paul George was out. Did miss a lot of games. He played a little bit more this year this past, but he's always out for a significant amount of time. So that probably prompted them to kind of feel the way that they felt. Then he made a second statement saying that he asked them. He said, just give me what Kawhi got. They didn't want to do that. So he even said, listen, just give me whatever Kawhi got, and they didn't even want to give him that. So that just shows that possibly they were looking to move on into another direction. Now the Clippers still do have Kawhi, and the Sixers have landed Paul George, and with the deal that he signed with us. And then he came on and said, another statement. He said, I thought they played well. He said, I thought I played well enough for them to be like, you know what, he's a part of our future. At that point, it didn't even feel right to come back. So it was like he said, hey, man, I thought I was going to be here. I thought that we had something special. I thought that you guys kind of believed in me in the future of the Clippers. And then once he didn't feel, that they felt the same way, in my opinion, from reading this, it says that he felt like, it was like, man, it's time to go, and move on to play with Embiid and Maxey. Embiid is a dominant player. There's no one in the league that can stop Embiid when he's healthy. He's an MVP. He's been, top of the league in scoring, top of the league in rebounding. He got hurt this past year, and a lot of people thought that he was on pace to possibly win the MVP. But he got injured, and he was out for some significant amount of time. So he came back, and he played well. We ended up losing in the playoffs to the New York Knicks. I just thought we were just a little, some players didn't show up. I don't want to really say no names, but some players didn't show up like they were supposed to. Maxey played well. Embiid played well. Tobias Harris, I'm sorry. That's the guy who didn't show up. Everyone, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to say it, but I said it. Tobias Harris didn't show up. And then also on top of that, the Sixers, they kept a lot of good pieces. They kept Kelly Oubre, so we're gonna be really, really tough. A tough team to play against this coming year. We match up well with Boston, and we match up well with all the other teams in the Eastern Conference, as well as any team in the NBA. So I'm looking forward to see what happens. So we're glad to have you, Paul George. Welcome to Philadelphia. We support you 1,000%. Make sure that you're healthy. Make sure that you come into training camp. Focus. We do have a few months before training camp starts. As you know, the Embiid and the U.S. Olympic team is actually, practicing now and preparing to go after the gold. So we'll see what happens there. So, Paul George, man, welcome to Philadelphia, man. If you ever need anything in Philadelphia, ever want to shoot your podcast, Paul George, come to Power Rooms USA. You can shoot it here. We have the space available for you. So we're looking forward to you coming on and bringing a chip to Philadelphia along with Embiid and Maxey. We out. It's TBISE, the best in sports entertainment.